Good morning, y'all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I love Sundays. Sundays are my planning days. Sundays are the days where I think about what I want to do all week and I make a plan. I've loved it since I was a kid. I told you I'm nerdy, folks. I'm nerdy. I sit down with like a planner book and I highlight in all different colors. I have one color per type of activity. Crafting is pink. Yeah, it's a hot pink. So I'm nerdy. I love Sundays. I think they're magical. They really are. They give you time to sort of plan and think. This morning I got up, had me some coffee, and made me 29 rosettes. Yep. You know that my favorite crepe paper to make rosettes with is from the DT. And I love this pattern. You can't tell, but this one's glittered up already. Of course, not on my crappy camera. But I only brought one roll with me, so I used the last of it to make these 29 rosettes because I'm sending out rack. And usually I would send out 5 or 6 rosettes in each rack, but I can't because I don't have enough. Maybe 3. In each, but at least that's better than nothing. So I got up and I did some making and drank my coffee and did some thinking. You know, yesterday evening after I left you folks, I went off and did some making because I told you I was inspired and I wasn't tired, and I thought, why not? Well, I'll tell you why not. Are you ready, crews? I wrecked 3 projects. I did. After the first one, I was like, maybe it's just a fluke. You know, maybe I wasn't paying attention because I was watching videos and I was cutting. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. No, folks. I wrecked the second project. Shame on me for going on after that. I should have channeled me some crafty kimchi and walked away. But I did not. Nope. I went on to the third thing and I wrecked that too. And then I was like, hold up. Now you're really going to channel Anne and you're walking away. And thank goodness. Can you imagine? I got like over 20 prototypes in there. Can you imagine if I kept going and wrecked all 20? Oh. First of all, that would have been the end of my thank yous. And 2, heartbreaking. So what the heck happened? I don't know. There was a disconnect between my brain and my making hands. I think my brain was like enjoying video watching, but I wasn't tired and I felt like making. So I just kept going, even though my hands weren't really willing to do the work. Told you, I need practice in order to be precise. So obviously last night I was being lazy and all sorts of bad things happened. All sorts of bad things. And thankfully I stopped it after 3. I was like, that's it. And the rest of my projects are safe. So I got up this morning, I'm like, you better make some rosettes and think this through. So I did that, and now we got 29 rosettes drying like cookies on the counter, because after I make them, I glitter up the edges, and it needs 2 coats. And because it's like that dollar store glitter stuff, as you know, it takes hours for it to dry, often overnight, and I do 2 layers. So they're all out like cookies on my counter. They can't touch each other, although they'll get stuck together, because that is a glue base, folks. So they can't touch. So it's like having 30 cookies on your counter. It's really pretty. I might take a picture for Instagram. I washed me some good Gloria this morning, Crafty Cakes, and I love that woman when she goes and hauls at the Goodwill or the Bridge store, and I now know what a Bridge store is because she did explain it. Remember I didn't know what it was? It's for a Bridge Youth Center, where all the proceeds go to a youth center. It's a thrift store, basically. Well, folks, she hauled some amazing stuff for 35 cents. I was like, wow. So, you know, she also went to Hobby Lobby because she also saw Sharing More, Ebony's video. And she, like Tony, peeled out of the parking lot and headed over there. But what I love are her thrift store hauls and her Goodwill hauls because she's so creative and always shares with us what she thinks she might do with it. She doesn't buy something if she doesn't know what she's going to do with it. But she was talking a bit about the lack of connection between Instagram and YouTube this morning. And she was saying, guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, on there, I post pictures of things I don't buy that you guys might want and things you might get ideas from. And I love that she's also consciously building this bridge between the 2 communities. Because you know, folks, the Paper Treasury is no longer going to be giving us tutorials. It's a big loss for this community. I don't talk about the Paper Treasury much, Ara, as much as I talk about other people. But many of the people that I love are influenced by her. Like Alice learned how to make those mini shaker envelopes from Ara, the Paper Treasury. And she was one of the first to make a vinyl Memdex, which it took off like wildfire. But you know, the reality is it only takes her 5 minutes to upload onto Instagram. And it took over an hour per video for her. And losing her and her tutorials is a significant loss for this community. Because she's so innovative and you learn how to do much more than just the project she's showing. So I feel like that's a huge loss for us here. I'm sad, Ara. I'm sad. I'm very sad. But thankfully, she will be on Instagram. So you can follow her there, which is what I'm going to be doing. And I suggest many of you, if you like any of the funky Maggie Holmes-esque projects, then I suggest you follow her on Instagram. She doesn't just do Maggie Holmes, folks, but she does Maggie Holmes very well. She does a lot of other things as well. And she's innovative. I'm telling you, she cut off like a Barbie doll and made it into this whole sculpture. She's super creative. And she sent that beautiful package to Cruz. Wasn't that thoughtful? Yeah, she's another thoughtful maker, folks. Now, she is thinking she might come on and do project shares if enough people say that they're interested. So if you like her work, I suggest you drop by her channel and let her know that that would really matter to you, because she's not going to do it if it doesn't matter. And I think it's important. So that makes me want to touch on something, and I've been back and forth about whether I should say anything or not say anything. You know, sometimes I feel like if we give air to something, it's not good, because it doesn't deserve the air given to it. And that's why I've been wrestling with saying something or not saying anything, especially since everybody on here is so supportive. Like Margaret, you are one of the best cheerleaders we have, and I tell you all the time what a difference you make in this community. Letitia, you're also one of our finest cheerleaders, and we're so grateful for you. Bertha Blessed Wilson, Rosita Brown, all of you take the time to look at other people's projects and to kindly champion them, no matter what stage of development they're at. And you know what? Kathy Katzel Create does that too. She's amazingly supportive, and she has been from day one. So I'm like, do I need to give this air? And you know, Craft On Tree goes and supports every new maker. And I don't like to give air to any kind of negativity. So I was like, don't mention it. It's not even worth mentioning. But I think it's important because you may not know this. And so if I don't share it and you don't know, then what happens? Because all of you on here are so positive that if you knew, if you spoke up sometimes, that some people would stay, well, that might make a big difference. So instead of focusing on the negative, let's focus on what we can do with our positive energy. So here's the thing. It took Ara over an hour to make each video. And some people left some not nice comments that, even though she pretended didn't break her heart, kind of broke her heart. So she was like, what am I doing this for? I can go on to Instagram and do this in 5 minutes, and I don't have to deal with any negativity. So I think because this is such a supportive channel full of such wonderful people who have nothing but good things to say, right? That maybe if we forget sometimes that not supporting some of the people or not saying these wonderful things to some of the people that we love and we admire might make the difference about whether they stay or not. So the truth is, a video does take, for those of you who don't make videos, it does take an hour to make a video. Even a 10-minute video like this one will take me 45 minutes before it is up and uploaded. And a 20-minute video for me takes over an hour. Now, I'm slow, but Ara says it took her an hour too, so I bet you it's true. For most of us, each video we make takes an hour out of our day. So if we feel that people don't really care about the videos that we post, it's more likely that we'll stop doing it. In Ara's case, she's busy, she's a mom, she's a maker, she runs an Etsy shop, she doesn't have time for that. So she's like, I'd rather spend the hour making. If you guys don't like the videos, then I'll just spend an hour making. And the truth is, I loved her videos, and I should have told her that more often. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Instead of giving negativity the air, let's give the positivity the air. I think that Margaret sets a very good example on this channel. She always lets us know how much she appreciates every video, every share, every project. I need to do more of that, because I'm telling you, that maybe would have made the difference to Ara. And maybe she wouldn't have felt that the negative comments outweighed the positive. So we got to spread out a little more positivity, folks, so that people know that what they're doing really matters, right? And I know it's hard to do because I have like 10 people that I adore and I love their making, right? And I do my best to honor all of them. But maybe I could do a better job so that they know it's valued, right? So I'm just going to take a second here and just say, Miss Jellybean, I love every project you make. And I am grateful every time you give us a tutorial. And I got to tell you, when you see Alisha Lovelettergeneration's entry, you're going to realize the difference that you've made. And Donna Dreams ×3, I feel the exact same way about you. I love every project you make, and I love every tutorial that you give, and I value it so very much. And Miss Alisha Lovelettergeneration, I feel the exact same way about every project you make and every tutorial that you give. 100% I feel that way. 100%. And Kathy, you know I love you. I love you as a person and as a friend. But I also think you're an amazing leader in this community. And I do think your videos make a difference. And you're one of the first people that came up with projects for people without die cutters. And you championed and encouraged people, and a lot of those people become quite good makers, Kathy. You're an amazing mentor here, and what you do matters so very much to the community at large. And Miss Sabrina K., our country crafter, who can make anything. anything, you are really important to this community. First of all, you are so open, even though being a very precise maker. And you try to participate in everyone's challenge when you can, even though you're stretched between working in the farm and wrangling cows, you still manage to make a whole lot more than most of us at a level that most of us aspire to. And yet you're real people. You're real people and you speak real one-on-one, and we all adore you. So don't think for a second when you're exhausted and you have to upload a video that we don't love you for it. We do, and we appreciate it each and every time. And Lily, oh girl, if you don't know yet, I so appreciate you. I don't know how you juggle everything. I'll never figure out how you juggle everything, but you do. And every time you make a tutorial or a project share, I smile, because I think, well, that's another hour she didn't have to make for herself. But I appreciate it, and I know so many people on here do. It's not just your generosity everybody loves. It's your generosity of spirit where you teach us things that matter so very much. And you know, I feel the same way about Tony. You know, Tony is an amazingly generous person. She is making videos, she has children, she is pregnant. It's a lot. And yet there she is giving back every day to this community. Tony Craftburge, I think you're fabulous. Just fabulous. And if I don't say that often enough, I apologize. The same thing for Tamika Scrap to World, folks. I rely on that woman for a lot of tutorials. I love watching her for her swaps. I think she's uber professional. I think she sets a very fine example in this community, and I adore and appreciate her. And I sure do appreciate Ms. Ida for so many reasons. Mostly because I think she's real people telling us how to make things in a real way, but she's so innovative and so humble. Folks, she's so humble. She does not think she's some expert, glorious maker, but she is. And she's remarkable. And I told you, real ethical too. But I also rely on, like, Lisa made me to create. Watching Lisa just fills my heart. And she's just somebody that I love watching because, you know, how can you not feel better after watching Lisa? So genuine, right? Someone I appreciate so very much. I appreciate Craft On too. Do you know, every time she does a VR, every time it's like watching a tutorial. She takes us through the paper, the materials she used, how she made it. That's generous, folks. And I love it every time she does that. And I just told you, I love me some crafty cakes. I think this is such an innovative maker. I'm telling you, she's like, I don't understand how she doesn't have 200,000 followers. She can make anything, folks. She can make anything for real. She can take like a little ball of something and make it magical. And I really like sharing Moore's videos too, folks, Ebony. If you haven't checked them out, they're worth checking out. She has a nice way about delivering a video that just makes me smile, and her projects are beautiful. They're just beautiful. She's a good maker. So, you know, there are tons of you on here where I feel like you have given me so many gifts, and I'm not even listing everybody, right? Like I have not even listed everyone who influences my each and every day. If I did that, I'd have to come here with a big old list. But there's so many of you. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. If I watch your videos, it's because I think you're fabulous. And I told you guys the other day, I think Heather Manning did an outstanding job on organizing her Halloween collab. It is superbly organized, and I got to give her props for that. And I'm impressed. And you know, do you know, guys, she has a section on her channel called YouTube Made Me Do It. You know, I was saying the other day how we have to give people credit who give us ideas. Well, she's devoted a whole sub-channel to that. YouTube Made Me Do It is a whole bunch of projects that she makes learning from other people. Now, how amazing is that? I think that's fantastic. If you haven't checked that out, you should. Heather is quite an innovative maker too. And I think she's really she's developing into quite a force. And I think it's worth checking it out, folks. But I could go on here for hours, which probably won't serve you at all. But there's so many great people, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who takes the time to post a video. Whether it's you, Rosita Brown, who still doesn't like doing videos, I know that. But girl, your videos are getting good. Every time you make a video, I'm interested in watching it, Rosita. And I thank each of you for taking the time to make those videos. And Miss Susan Tootsie Tucker, I got to tell you, you're one heck of a maker. And I love every video you make. And that's all I'm going to say. I appreciate you, and I love your videos. I love them. Well, all of that said, now that I've got some thank yous out of the way, let's look at Alisha Lovelettergeneration's entry, folks. Entry number 19. Hold on to your seat because it's shabby. All right, Jellybean and Donna Dreams. When I looked at this, I pulled it out of the envelope, and I'll tell you why. Those dodgy, grimy people, thank you, Crafty Michelle. There's another one I appreciate. Talk about a precise maker. Crafty Michelle, folks. All right. So let me tell you something. Little dodgy people had their paws all over this envelope, and it was taped up, which means they looked inside. Yep, again. So let's make sure I got everything. I'll show you, Miss Alisha, what arrived, and I hope so. But I don't know with these folks. But folks, look at it. It's like Donna Dreams and Jelly Bean. That's who she was channeling for sure, because check this out. Shabby Altered Treat Bag from Alisha, Love Letter Generation, entry 19, folks. Way out of her comfort zone. Way, way out of her comfort zone. This is the opposite. And it's all hop-lop. Oh, yes. It could really be two categories, except it's so shabby. Okay, so check this out. It is gorgeous. She took a treat bag, a gold-dotted treat bag. She altered it in so many ways, but the most basic way being by making the back shabby with a altered, like with the pink roses, with the little sagey mint green leaves. Oh, yes. And that also thicked it up, which was super smart. Makes it sturdy and reusable. And then on here, she's put this sequins trim buys, but she built this like billowy Rossetti-like trim. She did. And she did an excellent job. It looks super pretty. And look how it picks up on the gold. Isn't that nice? And then she's put best wishes put up on foam dots. So it's real dimensional, folks. This whole thing is dimensional. It's fantastic. But it's this thing that makes me swoon. Get ready. I think this is a die cut. It's not a doily in the back. I'm scared I'm going to rip it. I'm going to show you on my crappy camera. Do you see that little, yeah, it's like fish netted gold foil blah blah. It is amazing. I would tear that if I even touched it, folks. And then over that, she's got some tulle up top, but down below, she's cut this applique out and made it like a ring around it. It's so pretty, guys. And then she's put one larger pearl, pink pearl, and one smaller one. Then over that, are you ready? She made a rosette out of the same as this, so it would match. Nice color coordination, right? See? Yes. And then she put a little gold center on it to pick up on all the gold here. But also by using these other colors, it diffuses the too much gold. And that works beautifully. But then, I thought this was fabric when I pulled it out, because it looks like fabric, because it's all pearlized. It's not. It's paper. She has made a beautiful paper flower that looks just like it's fabric, and it's in this beautiful pearlized pink, guys. You can't tell on my camera, but it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous pearlized pink with a little gold mossy center that I think she painted because she used, it's got a little bit of the moss coming through, but mostly it's gold, gilded. It's very pretty. Then over here, she's overlaid a fabric applique butterfly, but underneath, and it's dimensional because she built it up. But underneath that, she's got layers of die-cut butterflies peeking through. Can you see that? So beautiful. Oh, and then another pink gem there. This is just, and she's got little leaves coming out of it, fabric leaves. Oh yes, folks. This is Alisha Love Letter Generation's uber shabby altered treat bag as entry number 19. And it's a stunner, folks. It is a stunner. So Jelly Bean and Donna, clearly your videos matter. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And of course she sent me a beautiful note. And she sent me also like things she shouldn't have, because we were talking and I said no because it's too expensive. And they're beautifully thicked up. But she sent me these shabby ephemeras, including one of these beautiful gilded butterflies that I love. Even though I said don't, she did. Look. Ah. So thoughtful. Thank you. And that, folks, is our entry for today. We may hit 20, folks, which is number 19. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's almost time to go home. But you guys brought your A game to this challenge. It is going to be, I can't wait to add up the points. Like, it's going to be shocking. Because we have like a draw winner, but we also have one just based on points. And everyone brought their A game. I have no idea until I add stuff up who's going to win. Because so many of you brought your A+ game. Wow. It's going to be a shock to me as it is to you who wins each category. But I'm excited about it. All right, folks, I need to go do some prototyping for a few hours. We are spending the afternoon with friends, so I only have a limited time to make, and I got to redo that holy mess I made last night. I got to redo 3 prototypes. It's going to take me all morning. I don't even think I'll get 3 done. I might get 1 done. So back to making for me. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate everybody on here very, very much, and this channel wouldn't be the amazing place it is without you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming and visiting every day. Thank you for spending some time with me in the Holy Land. This has been the most joyous trip to take with you. Truly it has been. And I wish for you the most happy Sunday, whatever that means to you. To me, it means a little making, a little family time, but whatever makes you happy, that's what I hope you do today, at least for a little while. All right, folks, I'll be back on later, probably tonight. I've got a lot of comments to catch up on. And until then, happy Sunday, folks. Happy Sunday.